whispering in the other room. If I'm right, he's having an affair with his late son's baby mama. She's 23 with 3 kids under the age of 4 with 3 different men. Is my husband the grandfather or the daddy? Wish that I could call Jerry Springer. Well, girl, you got Diva. That's the next best thing, okay? So that is a wild letter. That's a huge accusation. There's a surmountable amount of weight that comes under being under this type of perception of what your husband's actions are saying to you. But let me just tell you this, good sis. First and foremost, I want to applaud you for not losing your shit. Okay, you say he lost his shit when you brought it to him about the pregnancy test. That's what most guilty people do anyway, right? I want to applaud you for not losing your shit, losing your mind, and having to go to jail that night. Because I don't know any woman, any reasonable woman, sound mind, intelligent, that can add could possibly find a pregnancy test in her 51-year-old husband's car after he's been doing the most and not draw the conclusion that you drew or you are being led to after discovering this with the information that also, in addition to the information that you've also revealed in the letter. For those of you just now coming in, our good sis, we got a wife, okay? Our good sis found a pregnancy test, a multi-pack pregnancy test in her 51-year-old husband's car. She found this because she got suspicious because he just left the house abruptly for an hour and 30 minutes, didn't tell her where he was going, just ended up disappeared. When he comes back from wherever the hell he was, she found the pregnancy test in his car. In addition to that, our good sister says she figured out something was not, she was feeling that something was not right when she caught her husband. Are you listening to this mess? When she caught her husband and his late son, so his son has passed away. She didn't say our son, she said his son. So her husband's son has passed away. When he passed away, he was in a relationship with this young lady who has 3 kids by 3 different men, and the baby mama was over there at the house, and she heard her husband and the baby mama in there whispering, going back and forth. And so she is wanting to know, is she being insecure? Is she being naive? And she wants to prove to her husband that any reasonable person of a sound mind will draw the same conclusion that she is drawing. Oh, hey, thank you. Sis, do not let anyone discourage you from believing or investing in your own God-given intuition. It is what you were blessed with. That's part of the gift, the secret gifts that God has planted into each and every woman on the planet, if you are wise enough to tap into it. So let's not be deceived by the slick words of a man who is doing some funny stuff behind your back. The pregnancy test in his car, at 51, and you know that you two are beyond or past having children, there's no excuse for it. He's caught red-handed. What makes me suspicious along with you is the fact that he's whispering in your house with his late son's baby mama. What the hell y'all whispering about? So you're better than me, because I would have confronted it on the spot. I'm not a confrontational type of woman. I love to keep my cool. I love to sometimes withhold information in an effort, just because sometimes, I don't want to react off of something that I've just uncovered or discovered. I love to hold information just to see if there'll be more that will be added to it, or that will take away from the conclusion I'm about to draw. But ain't no woman in her right mind is about to sit there and be cool when her man done left the house for an hour and 30 minutes and you come back with a damn pack of pregnancy tests. My flesh wants to say, how much fucking are you doing unprotected that you need a pack of pregnancy tests? But what's more alarming to me is your question at the end. Is your husband the grandfather or the father of his late son's baby mama's, I guess, her new pregnancy? I would say, sis, I would say hope for the best, but be prepared for the worst. Because what you guys don't know is that the son that we're talking about, and this was a small portion that was not, it's a very long letter. Sometimes I have to make a decision to kind of condense it. But the son killed himself. The son killed himself. This wife, this good sis, and her husband come home from a night on the town, and they found that their son, his son, her son by marriage, he was dead. They found him dead in the house. They don't know if the drug overdose was intentional or if it was unintentional. So that's information that you guys need to know. It makes me wonder, getting back to you, sis, it makes me wonder if the son hadn't discovered that his baby mama was fooling around with if the son hadn't discovered already that his father and his child's mother were messing around. If he already had a drug addiction and he found out some information like that, a person who's already struggling with demons of their own, that has the potential to push them over the edge. It's so much that is left to the imagination that you're trying to figure out. It's like, what in the hell? But if I was you, I would keep going. I'm not, you ask, okay? Because Jerry's not here. Jerry is not here. May he rest in peace. And I love me some Jerry Springer from time to time. That's nothing that you want to sit through, try to figure out, and you don't have time to be trying to figure out if your damn husband, who leaves the house without notifying you of his whereabouts, you pulling a disappearing act, but you coming back with gifts. You coming back with pregnancy tests. Oh yeah, you into some shit. You are into some shit, and I'm not about to stick around and find out what all you've gotten yourself into. And it may uncover some things, sis, as time goes on, the root of what caused his son to take his own life. Okay? Because you got a baby mama that's at your house in another room with your husband, having secret conversations, and the two of them are whispering. Okay? Oh, wait a minute. I got some comments. Okay. Oh, have a blessed day. You have a blessed day as well. I wish I was near you. I can come get me a plate. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Listen, and I have to remind people this all the time. I'm not one of those TV hosts, or content creators that support walking away from your families, your covenants, your commitments, your vows, your long-term relationship. If it makes sense to figure it out and stay together, then that is absolutely what I support. I do not support cancel culture. I don't support any of that foolishness. I don't. If you just now tuning in to me and you don't know, I have a whole ministry dedicated to relationships, DivaSpeaks Relationships Ministry, where I talk about things that are related to the troubles in our marriages, that the devil, comes in, whether he was invited or he found a crack in the foundation, and he proceeds to have his way. And sometimes a lot of our spouses give the enemy a key to the relationship. The enemy is given access to our marriages and our relationships by our spouses or our significant others. And sometimes it's not appropriate for me to talk about some of those things over here, because when I want to talk about those things, and I'm talking about the enemy, and I'm talking about, kingdom marriages and how you're under attack, it's more appropriate for me to talk about it on DivaSpeaks Relationships Ministry, where I can back it with the Word of God and with scriptures from the Bible, and also pray while I'm in the process. So I just wanted to let you guys know, I don't support walking out, throwing away marriages or partners. However, there does come a time when you have to accept that a situation is too much for you to handle, that you have gone across my threshold of pain, that I'm willing to accept into this relationship or this marriage. You've done too much for me to try to even involve myself with healing this relationship because you intentionally set out to do wrong in the marriage, as our good sis is in a marriage. And I understand that I am flesh and blood and I wasn't built to handle this. A lot of my faith-based subscribers, they do support sticking it through, wanting to see things on the other side of it, wanting God to bless their marriages to the point of reconciliation and being able to be a testimony to others. I don't think this one qualifies as one. Now, I'm just giving my honest opinion. I don't think this situation qualifies as one. Of all the things that I would support, and it's just me, I'm nobody, when it comes to the lives of other people and their marriages and relationships. I just think sometimes you can do a little bit too much, because even I have a threshold. Even I have a line that you just absolutely cannot cross. And one of those lines is bringing another child that I didn't push out my body into this world and into our marriage. That is where I and Gayla Patariel draw the line. Now, I got a lot of lines. I'm not going to lie. I got a lot of lines. And some of them have been crossed. And this is one of them. So, sis, I would say don't act on impulse right now. That's what I would encourage you not to act on impulse. I would encourage you to fight the urge to react any further. I would encourage you to resist the urge to do anything. I always say in all of my televised show, there's no rush for you to do a damn thing. There's no rush to figure it out. You got all the time in the world that you need to figure it out. You see, do the opposite of what your man has done. Because I'm sure if he's guilty of what you and I are suspecting, of cheating on you with his late son's baby mama, and he's possibly the father of said child, then he's acted on impulse, sexual impulses. He gave in to the flesh. He had to get up in between them thighs and make it do what it do. And look where it has landed him. He's about to lose his covenant partner, his wife. And do you understand when people find out that this man, your husband, has been fucking his late son's baby mama? Honey, that is a... Ooh, Lord. I wouldn't want to stick around for that. I wouldn't want to be the wife trying to be supportive to a husband that did something so disgusting as that. Of all the women that you could have cheated with, not that you should have cheated, but you cheated. You're having an affair right under my nose, and at the time under your son's nose with his girlfriend, his children, one of his babies, one of your grandchildren's mother. You're sleeping literally behind your son. And you raw dogging your late son's baby daddy. So your son had been up in it raw. May he rest in peace. And now you up in it raw. So she's about to have a child with the late son and you. I would listen. It's a lot of things that Angela Patorial will stand firmly 10 toes down for my marriage, for, or a relationship. Once upon a time, a committed relationship. But this is not one of them. You ask, and I'm telling you, this is not one of them. Not for me. Because I understand that sometimes when you decide to stick it out with people, you are aligning yourself with whatever's going to come their way. You are agreeing to accept the consequences of what may come their way. I'm not about to endure the embarrassment and the shame that's about to come your way, because you are a piece of scum. Throw the whole husband away. You sleeping with your late son's baby mama, girlfriend. And for those of you just now tuning in, the late son took his life, guys. Overdose. An overdose. The late son took his life. And so again, I don't like to be, and I wouldn't encourage anyone to be in a relationship where you are having to figure too many things out. If I have to wonder, guess, analyze, and pray for answers on a daily basis behind what the hell your ass is doing in front of me and behind my back, that's too much damn work. It's too much. You're uncertain. You're not stable in your ways. And that is not a recipe for good living. And it's damn sure not a recipe for a firm foundation or a kingdom marriage. And I would say to anyone dealing with a wayward spouse who has a child on the way, or you suspect that they have a child on the way, you better pray to God to help you get out of this thing. And if you're looking for additional information regarding this particular situation for legal purposes, then I pray that you pray to God for the strength to be able to handle what you may uncover in your journey as you prepare to exit this marriage. This is very unhealthy, and he cannot be trusted. If I can't trust, listen, let me tell you something. It's a lot of things that, you know, good sis over here can't tolerate. One of them is you got to be able to take your ass to work and keep your pecker in your pants, okay? That's number one. If I can't trust you to go to work and make money to support our lifestyle, to support me, to support our family, to support our household, I don't need you. Throw the whole spouse away. Don't need you. Can't do that. You will not rob me of my peace and my sanity and my ability to be a vibrant, loving, kind woman on this earth. I have gifts to give. You can't be robbing me of that shit because you out here doing the most. And another thing you cannot do when it comes to me, you know, because you wrote in, you can't have me guessing 24/7 about what you're doing. I'm questioning what you're doing. I'm questioning if you told me the truth. I'm questioning your motives. Too much. Too much. It's way too much. So guys, you know, husband has been caught, this wife's husband has been caught with pregnancy tests. He got a pack of pregnancy tests in his car. And he left the house abruptly for an hour and 30 minutes. Didn't tell our good sis, who's his wife, where he was going. But he comes back with pregnancy tests, and it damn sure went for her. This is a 51-year-old man. This is a 51-year-old man who probably got a phone call from his late son's baby mama telling him that she thought maybe she was pregnant, because that's the only other woman that our good sis has mentioned that has been in her house that she know of around her husband. And to add insult to injury, the baby mama has been in our good sis home, and the baby mama and the husband was in another room just yakking it up, but they was whispering. And I told our good sis earlier in this live that you better than me, because what you're not about to do is be up in my house holding secret conversations and I not confront that shit right there on the spot. Holy or not, I'm still me. Holy or not, I'm still made of flesh and blood. Holy or not, I am still imperfect. Holy or not, don't test me. Holy or not, try Jesus, not me. What you will not do is disrespect me in my home. Understand that? In my home. Okay, you better take your raggedy, ran through behind on out there on the curb and talk about whatever you're going to talk about. But you're not about to disrespect me in my home. So that is where we are. I'm telling you guys, listen, if you don't tune in to my show, but for no other purpose, sometimes you got to thank God for the problems that you don't have. Can I say that again? So whatever you're going through, sometimes you have to thank God for the problems that you don't have in your marriage or your relationship. Does anybody feel me on that? Sometimes you need to take a day and sit back and thank God for the prayers you don't have to pray. Woo, that hits somebody. It's going to hit somebody if it don't hit nobody in this live. Sometimes you got to thank God for the prayers that you don't have to pray. Can I give you an example? One of my examples would be what some of the things that was talked about in this letter. You know, having to bury a child. I thank God that I don't have to pray for God to deliver me from the hurt of having to bury my child. Do you understand where I'm going with that, right? I thank God for that. You know, and again, I just want to reiterate, sometimes you have to be humble enough to thank God for the problems that you don't have, the prayers that you don't have to pray, and say, you know what, I'm dealing with some sugar honey iced tea. Yeah, I used the acronym right there, and I've been cussing all my life, but you just got to thank him. I'm going through a lot right now, but Father, I thank you. This is not that. Oh, Jesus, thank you. Hallelujah. It's not that. You know, and it's not to make our good sis feel bad, but, you know, it is what it is. Good sis, pray to God for the strength If you need additional information to be able to move in the direction of divorce or separating yourself from this deceptive spouse, then you do what you need to do. But I would love to encourage you to pray for strength to be able to handle what you may or may not, uncover. You may not be able to handle it. Don't be in a rush to get some bad news that you aren't prepared to deal with. Right? And if for some chance, by the slim chance that you and I were both wrong, pray for forgiveness. Pray for forgiveness for being led to that conclusion, okay? For thinking those thoughts. But while you're asking for forgiveness, then this is a chance for you, okay? This is a teachable moment. If you and I are wrong about what your husband is doing, what those pregnancy tests are for and who they are for, then there are still cracks in the foundation in your marriage, right? That means that something is wrong. All is not well in your household and in your marriage. If you are wrong and still all of this unfolded before you, you got some work to do if you're wrong. You got some work to do if you're wrong, because my fear is if you don't fix or get to the root of what's going on in your house, with your husband, with your man, you don't get to the root of it, the next time the enemy attacks or sends an attack your way in your marriage, will your relationship, will your marriage survive the next attack? If you don't get a handle on what's going on right now, right? And I'm only speaking to in the event that we are both wrong. So on our way out, guys, I am going to try to read the letter again. And I'm just going to do a recap. Our good sis found pregnancy tests in her husband's car. This man is 51 years old. This is a 50-something-year-old couple, right? As far as age-wise. When she found the test in her husband's car, she did what most of us would do, which is confront him. Hell to the yes. You are going to get confronted immediately. He laughed in her face. He laughed in her face and he thought it was funny. He told her she was being insecure and that she was acting naive. And then he proceeds to lose, according to her, this is her words, he loses his shit on her. And she says that he completely lost his shit on me. I believe his reaction says it all. And I do too. So anyway, to add insult to injury, if you're just now tuning in, the woman that is questionable in this situation is her husband's late son. You heard me right, late son, baby mama. The baby mama has been back and forth to their house. Of course, she's just lost her boyfriend and one of her children's father. But what's suspicious about it is, she's coming over there to the house and she's in other rooms with our good sis husband and they whispering. They having these heated discussions while they're whispering to one another. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. And I'm telling good sis that since Jerry isn't here, she mentioned Jerry Springer in her letter, may he rest in peace, that I would tell you this is not something I would stick you through. And I support marriages and working through and taking back what the enemy stole. This is something I wouldn't want back. If the enemy stole this, you can have it. Please, thank you. Keep it over there with you. I don't deserve this, and I'm not about to go to bat for you as you try to figure out this mess that you have created for yourself. Sometimes you have to be able to accept when things have went way too far, and that you have to accept what you are capable of, and what you're just. Maybe you're capable of it and you don't want to deal with it. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. I don't know who that is. You should practice what you preach. And I do. And I do. And you better watch your mouth. Okay? You better watch your mouth. Because I do. I'm not some fake and phony person on social media. I don't need social media. Social media is a tool. I'm on television. If I want to be seen, I'm on television. Roku, have my own channel. I'm on cable and satellite. So, there it is. Another question is, do I attend church? I do, but how is that your business? You know, this is not personal. Let's not make it personal. So this has been another exciting edition of Talk That Talk with DivaSpeaks Relationships. My name is Angela Potariel. I am the diva of the talk show, the ministry, the card game you can find on Amazon, Relationship Therapy, and Surviving Infidelity. You can catch my televised shows every second and fourth Friday of the month at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Spectrum Cable Channel 21 and AT&T Uverse Channel 99. You can also live stream my televised talk show on the television, our local television station's website, which is TV Access 21. And you can also catch all of my content, all of my shows from the ministry to the talk show on DivaSpeaks Relationships Roku channel. So there's a variety of places to be able to catch the televised show and the ministry if you are in need of encouragement. And of course, you can do as this good sis did, which is write a letter. My email address is on my website, but I'll give it to you, which is divaspeaksofficial@gmail.com. Once again, my email address is divaspeaksofficial@gmail.com. My web address is diva, speaks, official.com, diva-speaks-official.com. So if you have a question or you want me to chime in, hello, hey Danny G. Thank you, Danny. Yeah, sometimes I get some trolls into my lives or whatever. I used to turn off my comments because I didn't want to deal with the trolls. But you know what? My spirit is like, no, if you bold enough to type some raggedy mess in my comments, then I have every right to be bold enough to respond. So thank you for your support, Danny. And hello from Philadelphia. This is where I am today. I am sitting on reserve at my base in Philadelphia. So tonight I plan to shake it up a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm gonna fly to Miami and chill tomorrow, or if I'm going to spend the day in New York and have lunch. I feel like just doing something just for me tomorrow. So my journey's gonna start tonight. But yeah, guys, so anyway, so if you have a question or you have a situation you want me to chime in, and I don't ever call names or whatever, be sure to write, or you can inbox me on my other social media platforms, or divaspeaksofficial@gmail.com. Don't forget to tune in next Friday to a new episode of DivaSpeaks Relationships on my Roku channel, which is DivaSpeaks Relationships. You can also catch my content on Amazon Fire. If you have a Fire Stick, you can find my channel there as well. So there are plenty of ways to get more encouragement, empowerment, feedback, a few laughs, and go on about your business. If you're not really a social media type of, I'm going to be on it all day, again, you can find me on television. Just check your local listings. And if you have a Roku device, add the DivaSpeaks Relationships Roku channel to your Roku device. If you have a Fire Stick, make sure that you add the DivaSpeaks Relationships TV to your Fire Stick. I think I just had my team update my app for Android users. So if you have a Fire Stick, you should be able to access my channel there as well. It has been my ultimate pleasure to be able to come on here and talk to you guys about the new letter. Our good sis is trying to figure out, is her husband the grandfather or the father of the child that his late son's baby mama is apparently carrying? And there's been a cloud of suspicion around his latest antics, and our good sis is just done. And I support her in being just done. Sometimes you can just go too far. Sometimes your actions can push a covenant keeper, such as myself, such as, any person that took their vows serious. Sometimes you can just go absolutely too far. And sometimes you just have to accept whatever comes with that. You know, like I said, for better or for worse, but this is not what I envisioned. I didn't envision raising your love child that you had behind my back. I didn't envision it. I'm not suffering through this with you. You're on your own. So yeah, so that's what's going on. I wish our good sister all the best. I pray God's best for her healing journey. I pray that her healing is expeditious and that she'll be able to go on with her life and not let this impact her to the point of bitterness and unhappiness for the rest of her life. So if you've enjoyed today's live show, guys, make sure you like and follow. I would appreciate your follow. I do follow back. I do question sometimes if I have to request to follow you back, because sometimes I know that means that people just kind of here for the entertainment. They don't really want people they don't know following them. So if you want me to follow you back, send me a message. I'll follow you back. But if you unfollow, I do that too. I'll let you know that I unfollowed you, because I'm going to take a look at your page so that you can see my view, or I'll send a message before I unfollow you and say, hey sis, I returned the favor. I unfollowed you back. It's just that simple. Reciprocity. That's the name of the game. If it ain't reciprocity, it ain't nothing. But you guys enjoy the rest of this Juneteenth. I have some packing to do because Gail is about to catch a flight. You have an amazing day. God's best for all of you. Thank you.